we go. Make sure it's all working. Have to make that public. It's a little bit of extra effort now these days with doing streaming. That's probably good. Click save. All right. Yeah, so I'm going to be trying out ACDSee Photo Studio Ultimate 2026. I was sent a code, so I'll be trying it out. I am an affiliate as well of the company, so keep that in mind. I've used the software for many years at this point. It's basically my alternative to Lightroom. Capture One, I've never used Capture One, but I assume it's similar. Bridge, Adobe Bridge is one that I use a lot. I probably honestly never used Lightroom because it was after, well, I guess it really wasn't after the whole subscription thing, but it was probably close, and I never got into it. So, do checking that out, seeing how it works. I'm gonna be writing some notes as I go. Just trying to figure out what I need to say in the future video on it. Let's pop up the main view here. So I probably have to move my camera situation around a little bit. There's probably not too much in that area that I need to care about. It's just a little weird because I usually face a certain direction, and then I'm looking in the other direction on the thing, but whatever. Yeah, so this is the new version. Like I said, I was sent a code for this. And I mean, the actual software itself, I don't know if it's available yet. I don't think it is. But it's obviously their software that they've had running for years, probably a really long time at this point. I switched to this, man, probably 2017, maybe somewhere around that I tried it out and I liked it. But yeah, that switches the view. That's not cool. Switch to here for a second. Yeah, so OBS is particular. Let's see. What even window is it using? Oh, the YouTube Live window. All right. That's a problem with tabs in browsers. Goes this one? Yeah. All right, so I have to have it separate. Transition that to the main view. There we go. These are my notes so far. Whoops. I don't think I need those other windows, honestly. Whoops. Yeah, it's just the live thing. And my little chat's in another screen. It's kind of tiny, so it might be difficult to see stuff, but I'll make an attempt. I'm open to questions, not specifically about ACDSee, but any camera, video, photo stuff, as usual. Like lens, camera recommendations, whatever. I'll make an attempt to answer anything. Oops, there we go. All right. So I could probably start with her official information. So this program, it's like I said, it's an alternative to Lightroom. Technically Photoshop. I use Affinity Photo for that type of stuff. But ACDSee, the ultimate version, has the edit tab. And there are similarities. It's a raster-based editing, basically application within the application. So if you're into that, a bunch of new information, new features, I should say, that we can look at. Basically, my goal here is just to try it out, and then I'm going to take some notes, which I've already started, and then make an actual video for my YouTube channel. I've done that for many versions of the program at this point, so you can check those out if you want as well for the previous versions and see how things have changed. So, all right. So they have new AI-based edit features. This one is in the edit tab itself. You can access it through a different method, I think, like in the menu somewhere, but it's a raster-based editing thing. So destructive editing, as they say. I'm not personally a huge, I mean, I don't have a huge interest in doing noise reduction stuff because I don't really care if my photos have a fair amount of noise in them. I mean, it's personal preference stuff, but okay, that's a little bit interesting, their example, because the water does look different. Anyways, that's an option. They have standard noise reduction as well, but this is more of a targeted approach, it looks like. I could try it out and see. Hair selection and modification. I'm trying to think of use cases for this. Specifically cosplay photography, if someone doesn't have a wig that matches the character, I could see situations where you could use something like this to basically recolor the hair or whatever wig they have on. That'd be kind of interesting. Other actual, like, more general uses, I don't know if you really want to adjust the vibrancy and stuff of the hair specifically compared to everything else, maybe. I mean, in this example, clearly, if you were to have boosted the saturation or vibrance or whatever of the hair, it probably would have affected the car as well. So I guess that makes sense that you'd want a targeted approach. Now, if I kind of doubt it, but if there were something to help with the frizziness in like the flyaway hairs, that would be good, but probably not, is my guess. Because it's more of just like a selection thing. So they have these develop presets now, and then you can apply them with a strength slider. And after you've done it, you can also do standard editing. And this is non-destructive stuff. I mostly do use the develop tab. It's just raw photo editing. You can use that tab for JPEGs and such as well, but generally it's for raw photos. So that's good to try those out. Portrait possibilities. Let's see. AI face edit. And that's already existed. AI hair. Control individual hair color and clarity. splotch removal, blend out blemishes, not texture. All right. Expanded the activity manager. This is probably the thing that's most interesting to me, is that they've multi-threaded more of the application, so that you for example, you could be exporting files while also applying presets or like raw adjustments to a bunch of pictures while you're doing the other thing. So that, I think I had seen their video going over the basics, and they also mentioned doing a search at the same time. Face detection. Yeah, they adjusted the face tab, whatever you want to call it, quite a bit. I haven't used it a ton yet because I haven't. My goal for this now is to use this version of the program on a second computer. So I'll have to use the older version on this computer eventually. But anyways, I'm going to put it on there, and then I'm going to scan my entire archive of photos and videos projects, like video projects. And I think it's around 22 terabytes. So it's quite a bit. And then I want to see how it does, how it functions, like the face detection features and the AI keywording. So that combination of the two could be really, really interesting for a large archive, because then maybe I could more effectively use older work and new stuff, which I do on occasion. It's just hard to figure out where it is and how to get it and such when I need it, type of thing. So I'm hoping that'll be pretty good once I get to it. Yeah, they improved the tab functionality of the management tab. So you've got standard tabs, but then you've got like sub tabs for certain ones. And that's good for multitasking. Video metadata support. This is nice. Again, if I scan the full photo video project archive, this could potentially be beneficial. I did look at some of it, but yeah, apparently there's a video metadata view. I haven't seen that yet. But the standard properties panel, or properties pane as they call it, it was just pretty basic information, but better than nothing, I guess. Improved file support. So that's one of the benefits of this program, is that it does view or be able to read quite a large amount of different formats. And then obviously they're always adding new RAW support in each version of the program. So it's always good. I think they do lag behind Adobe in RAW support generally, but I personally don't have any new, like very new cameras, so it's not an issue for me. Let's see. So they're talking about it uses AI, but it's not like stupid AI. It's not the super generative stuff. I could do a bunch of rants on AI and like how you use it and how it's applied. I do use it quite a bit in certain things, but I apply it in ways that are different maybe than you'd think. I could talk about that in the future in a different stream. Sky replacement. They've had that for quite a while. So the mobile sync thing, I haven't personally had an interest in using this, but it could potentially be interesting. easily sync photos to your computer. Maybe it uses Wi-Fi or something. Now, if I do decide to use this secondary computer as basically a photo video archive thingamajig, maybe I could put a wireless card or something in there and then sync it with the phone. That could be interesting. Yeah, they do have different versions of this program. This is obviously going to be the ultimate version. I've never used the other ones, but they're basically fewer features and it's cheaper type of thing. They do have a Mac version, but it's pretty sure it lags behind the Windows version in features and such. And the home version, which obviously has fewer features in this thing. I think that pretty much, well, there might be more in here. Or not. Wait, here we go. No, this is the same stuff. Improve clone tool. The clone tool shows a live preview before placing the clone content. Okay, so that's a little quality of life improvement. Before and after slider in develop mode. That's nice. Camera raw update. Let's see. I thought they usually had version versus version like comparison chart. Let me see if I can find that. I'll probably have to do a Google search. Let's see. Okay, here we go. I'm not sure where they linked this thing. Maybe it's easy to access, I just don't know where. Alright, so I do have 2023 on here. I could pull that up and compare it a little bit. So batch, denoise, one-click hair masking, AI developed presets, improved the face hair stuff. That's in the edit tab. Like I said, I don't use the edit tab very much. Check something. Oops. Is this live? Yeah, it looks like it. Just checking on my stream stuff to make sure it's working. Yeah, it looks like it. That one, at least this one. Yeah, okay. Cool. Let's see if there's anything in here I want to add to my notes. So the homepage thing is this, apparently. And it's just like a quick, okay, that goes to the options menu thing. So quick search, recently modified, database adjustment, find duplicates, which is a nice feature. Catalog files, I already did this, but you can adjust, you can catalog photos, videos, you can pull in keyword data and such that is not specific to ACDSee. That's cool. Unnamed faces. Let's click that, for example. Yeah, these are all my sample images. Obviously I don't want to have it massive for an example, like when I make these videos on this software. So it's just like a moderately sized collection of photos in video. I added more video this time, and I tried to make it a little bit consistent between versions so that they're, if you want to look at an older video of mine on the software, it'll have a fair amount of the same images. But yeah, so these are it found faces in this. I guess even that. But let me see if there's a way that I can. There's just, it doesn't show it in there. I could go to the people tab. I don't know if it'll jump. Yeah, it didn't jump to that. So you can access it here as well. Name faces, and then I could start adding names. So that's me, obviously. Maybe I could select multiple and then type it. Okay, that did not work how I expected. Name faces. Okay, I had to right click. Yeah, there we go. What is her Instagram? Whoops. Whoops. I never remember like exactly how to type it out. I haven't seen these cosplayers in a long time. Let's see. So that's her Instagram. But capitalization. Hers is... name faces. That's hers. All right. Yeah, so this is pretty easy to use. Obviously, I'd use my own face a lot here because I don't want to put a bunch of other people in here. All right. It's me as well. Let me just find my own through the years. That one. All right. So this would take a while. But like I said, I could tag her as well. I think she's in here a few times. Yeah. Where was that other one? Let me get the spelling right. There we go. Oh, that's me again. That's a unique photo. That's probably good for the moment. All right, so named faces, now I've got some examples. And you can see a list. They added, look at my preview. They added more function for sorting them and stuff. I couldn't tell what he was clicking on. Yes, that is me. There we go. Maybe it's not in this view. Maybe it's in a different view. Let's go back. Okay, yeah, there's grouping now. So you've got different directions, suggestions. Okay, these have suggested faces. These don't. Face counts. So from low number to high number. And then name by, sorting by name is obvious. So for example, suggestions, if I go in here, that is not her. This one is. No. Yeah, so that's pretty easy. Let's check this one. I should probably do this in my actual... I might have to delete the database and then redo this for the video. But that's okay. Yeah, that is her. All right. So I haven't personally done too much with this feature yet, but I'm hoping to once I scan my entire archive. Oh, my face is covering some of it. Anyways, you can adjust the grouping suggestions, so there's no suggestions at the moment. Yeah, very cool. Go back to the Manage tab. We still have the two same tabs in here. These are all of my sample images. Okay, this is set to unnamed faces at the moment. But close that. Click home. Go back to this thing. Yeah. Pretty cool. I'm trying to think of stuff that I would potentially want to cover in a video. So you can change the start folder. So I'd already changed the start folder to the samples folder that I have. The default is the pictures folder in Windows. But I tend to use that for other stuff. I have a Panera thing I'm pulling out. I don't know if you want to see me eat things. I could at least show it off. It's from Panera. There we go. Anyways, maybe I'll go back to the no face cam for a bit. Yeah, actually, copy this, paste this into, where is that? Paste. Transition, there we go. As you can see some notes. There we go. All right. What could I cover here? So things that I do use, the filters, for example. If I go into images, so you can group by different properties of the images. So for example, camera. I should add that to my list here. Maybe we should sort these by new features. Whoops. Whoops. I don't even know what key code I just pressed. Camera. No, I think maybe I should put this down here. It's probably the better spot for it. Yeah, this is super cool, and you can click on these to adjust to a bunch of unknown cameras, but there are a bunch of known cameras as well. This pastry seems kind of stale. Oh well. It's not terrible. So it's a nice feature. Year, taken, month, city, but it also has sorting by metadata. Whoops. For example, let's sort by the ISO. It might be one of the, I don't know which one, we'll see. I could turn the group off. We look at the information here. We go into am I missing? Oh, there we go. So this one has no data in it. This one does. If you look at the ISO, where is it? It's empty. So that's why it's at the top. Let's keep going down here. Yeah, quite a few of these don't have ISO data. So here's the first one with ISO data. It's set at 50. And it's just doing a sort by forward instead of backward. I'm not sure how that would work. Yeah, I don't think that would make sense to sort by that. But sorting by F number, lens model. So a lot of these won't have information, but if we go to the bottom, so this one is obviously a fixed lens. Okay, this one has a Viltrox 56. We scroll through these, it's all in the same group, which is nice. So it's a Tamron lens. Well, Pentax 51.4, 31 millimeter limited. Kit lens 1855. There's a bunch of different views, of course. Thumbnail view. Tiles, icons, list, details. Assume you can change these. Yeah, you can change the details. Whoops. There we go. Now we can change the size, of course, as well. So this is sorted by focal length. And then you can obviously add tabs if you want. So if I wanted to look at one of them, those pictures and then these ones. Sorry. How's it going? Focal length and then all right. I don't know. Focal length and then camera. Probably not, is my guess, but you never know. You can group and sort, but I don't know if you can sort and sort. Whoops. Yeah, it's just a single selection. That'll be a good thing to add. It's a good idea. But yeah, you can at the very least do a group, but there's only so many group options, it looks like. So, I mean, you can group by camera and then sort by lens or whatever, ISO, and lens back in here. Lens make or model, I don't know which one is which. Oh, wait. It's lens model. There we go. So, I mean, that at the very least, that's kind of interesting. If I shrink down the size. So, for example, K7, we've got the 18. Whoops, I pressed the wrong direction key, I guess. See if I can find a good example of a camera I probably had multiple lenses. Okay, D600. That's the 20mm f1.8, 50. So that's kind of cool. It's 100mm f. I don't even know what lens this was. 100mm f2. I don't know. Let's see. It looks like a older lens, like quality wise. I don't remember what lens this is. Is that one? Huh. It was back in 2017. That's a nice photo. That one, not so much. That's for that one too. Odd. Was it this? No. Oh, it's ice. Oh, man. All right. Anyways, yeah, I think that's the extent of what you can do with that. Let's choose details. Choose thumbnail detail information. This is not anything that I've dealt with, but this could be useful. Let's do lens model. I don't know where that would even show. Maybe the thumbnails are too small. Oh, that's just the file name, I think. Oh, I didn't add them. And okay. So when it does have information, I've never used that feature. That's pretty nice, actually. Add a little bit more information on there. So that's the Nikon 10mm f2.8 water resistant or waterproof version for that one. That was a pretty cool camera. This is a smartphone picture. And the eclipse was interesting. I don't know if I had made a dedicated video for that. Not sure. Let's see. What else can I potentially talk about in the video? I do like that. Maybe I'll add that to it. So it's in the view, choose details. Whoops. Drop down list. And then it was choose details. It's pretty nice. So I've got some selection stuff, filtering, obviously ratings and things like that. I always tend to show that in the video. Maybe I'll order these by the list. Is it, oh, just called labeled. Oops. Color, label. What else is there? Tagged and untagged. Category. Collection. No keywords. Advanced filters. Apply criteria. And these are things that I don't tend to bother using. This is no keywords. Do some of these have keywords? Oh, things without keywords. Okay, I get it. So it's a toggle. All. There we go. Okay. That makes sense. Yeah, one of the more interesting features is the AI keywording stuff. So if you click organize down here, and then it potentially adds some AI-based keywords. From what I can tell, they did not enhance this for the new version, sadly, but it has potential. I had mentioned earlier in the stream, my goal is to take this version because I want to use the most recent version, and then put it on a computer I have back here, and then let it scan my entire photo video archive, and then just see what happens. So that'll be fun. And then I'll make a video out of it. So it'll do the AI keywording as well as the face detection, which there are some examples here. I think I need to make this that wide. There we go. So my face is blocking some of the functions in here. There's little things to click on for the folder, or you can just show all of them. So these are people that are untagged. I don't think the pizza is a person's face. It's not perfect. Obviously, these are Lego. This is a Lucky Cat. That's a statue. So, I mean, you could tag it as a face if you wanted statue, like a certain statue to show up. But yeah, some of these are not. Yeah. I'll have to go back into this and like redo it all so that I have something to show in the video. But I did do a little bit of tagging. Just shows a big list. Let me see if I go into develop. I'm not really sure what thing they had to show faces. Oh, wait. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so there's a little checkbox, show face outlines. Go back to here, it jumps. This is the new little feature or quality of life improvement, is that it jumps back to where you were, which is nice. Go into unnamed, and then you can see the full picture. So for example, if I wanted to do one with multiple people in it, delete this. Yeah, obviously some of these are very much not faces that need to be tagged as faces. Okay, for this one, for example, if I click view, then it shows the box around each face. Obviously, they don't have tags at the moment, but that's cool. What they apparently did here is they adjusted the size of the face box, so it's a little bit easier to deal with. I didn't even know it was a feature at the time, but I could add that to my list of things. People mode, face count group. What is this called? Shift B. There we go. So that's a nice little feature there, I guess. Hide the table of contents thing. Another thing that they added is more, trying to think of the word, multi-threading. So for example, if I wanted to export some of these pictures, let's see, file, export. Let's see, it says can you go to, I'm looking at, I have the chat on a tiny little screen, but it says, can you go to non-face photo like pizza to see if the, oh, where it finds a face? Let's see. Click this thing. It's this. Apparently, there's a face down here in this little box. I mean, does it look like a face? I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's. I don't see what it. Let's see if there's another one. Oops, is this on? Oh, it's up here. Also one that definitely does not look like a face. Yeah. Face with acne. Oh, the pizza one? Yeah. All right. See if there's any other ones. Oh. Also a very odd. I think that's the face. Interesting. I think there is a slider to adjust like what it detects. Let me see. Okay. So there's conservative, moderate, and aggressive face recognition. It's set to moderate. I would have to rerun, but I don't know if I want to do that at the moment. So there is, at the very least, there's some variability depending, because it does kind of waste time if it's going to select lens caps. So maybe the conservative one's a little bit better, depending, on a person's preferences. Let's go into the media tab. I don't tend to do much with this one, but it's like a big list of whatever's in the database. So this is my sample set of images. You can click on them and like select multiple, and then you can apply. See what face is probably blocking some stuff. That. There we go. So there are some filtering options, which I haven't added any of those at the moment to this list. Do full picture view. There's a folder view, apparently. Can sort by our information here. Grouping. So camera grouping. That's cool. Yeah, I'm not too sure what the real purpose of this tab is, like the benefit of it. That's kind of cool. You can see how many pictures of each type. Properties. Okay, maybe it's a little bit quicker to use, a little bit cleaner of an interface for looking at the entire list of whatever's in the database. So it's cool. Go into, those are standard keywords. ACDSee metadata. Oh, here we go. Standard EXIF information. Yeah, that's decent. Though, like I said, I don't tend to use this view very much. Then the standard view tab. I use this one quite a bit when I'm culling images because it's the fastest way to do it. So for whatever reason, it selected one picture. All right. Yeah. So this is just generally the quickest way to do it. There's a full screen mode. Which is nice. So I could go like that. It's pretty quick. Go back here. No, I have to press F. Yeah, I think it's just F on the keyboard. Which camera was this? Oh, the M100 from Canon. The 32mm f 1.4. Not too bad. That's a 24 megapixel camera. Wonder what these go for used these days. Let's see. Whoops. Kind of expensive. 500. That's probably what I paid back when I think I paid full retail for this one when I had it. So I bought it from my local camera shop when it existed. It's gone at this point. 374. Let's see, that there was a M200. It's a little bit, this would definitely be the better option. $40 more. Around that. But I don't think I would get back into EFM. I did really enjoy this camera, and I'm actually editing a video. Another photo walk that I did back in 2022, like late 2022. So, I mean, the price difference between this camera and the M100 and M200 is so close. And this camera is significantly better in pretty much every aspect besides size. Yeah, this is definitely the best EFM option. Anyways, let's see if I have a view. I don't even think I have a thing for view in here. Maybe I'll sort these by how they're sorted in the program. So the manage mode is the first one. Edit mode, media, whoops. I don't know, should I bother saying tab? Maybe it's just a waste of effort. And a little marker, bullet point. There's media, view. Develop. What I personally use is mostly the manager one, the manage thing, as well as the develop in view. That's pretty much what I tend to use. I do have Affinity Photo, version 2. I do most of my thumbnail editing and stuff with this program. It's basically similar to Photoshop, but I would assume this is not nearly as complex and functional as Photoshop at this point. But I haven't used Photoshop since CS5, 5.1 or whatever it is. I still have that. I bought that back in the day. I think it was like $350, and that was whenever CS5 was relevant. And I could technically probably still use it, but I'm not a fan of Adobe's business, so I'm definitely not going to subscribe to their stuff. All right. Let me see what is in here that I could potentially talk about. Oh, that's cool. So I set this up in my older version on here, and I did import, so I'm guessing it transferred that over. So I wanted to click this. Yeah, cool. There we go. It's a raw file, so it's loading it into the raw developer. Nice combination of programs. So then I could develop it. Cool. Overall, this program is pretty nice too. I like it. It's got some weird quirkiness to it with the color picker tool. I don't understand their logic with how this works. They did improve on it in version 2 a little bit, but it's still odd. So if I, for example, I try to select the color, sometimes it would like change, yeah, apply selection. Oops, history. Okay, it's not doing it this time. Click apply selection. Anyways, it would work oddly compared to what I would expect. So they do have their own set of unusual design choices. Okay, this is CR2. So there's a raw decode or embedded preview. Whoops. How do you spell assess? A-S? I do not know how to spell. Properly, have enough detail to properly. It doesn't make a ton of sense, but can't remember how to spell that word. Access it. Is that really the word? I guess. All right. Anyways, let's see what else I could potentially show in here. They have a basket feature. I don't tend to use that. Rotate. Face tool. Edit faced outlines and names. Okay, that's cool. Let's see if there's any faces in here. I have to go back to manage probably. And then samples. I'll use my own thing and then click view. So there's a... Okay, I can adjust the position of it and I can change the name if I wanted. I can add people as well. So if it didn't pick up a person like this one. Okay, that's easy. That's pretty quick. Maybe because it's sideways. And these are some old pictures. Did it actually not pick this up? Well. Oh, it picked up some of them. That's interesting. So not this one, but this one. Okay, that's a really old one. That one worked. And that was with the Pentax ACDSee, and then it was a Zenitar Russian lens, like a fisheye. Can't remember the focal length, but a fully manual lens. Anyways, let's see. Let's look at the video stuff. They added the video metadata. That'd be okay. It's down here. So not a ton of information. I would have hoped for a bit more information here. It does say MPEG 4, but that could just be based on... Where's the movie files? We could sort by, or group by file type. There we go. And then add the auto advance. So that's on. It's not being shown. Oh, there we go. So MOV. I don't know if this was originally an Apple format. It says MPEG 4. So at the very least, it's not basing the format metadata based on extension. So that's cool. Took a little bit of time to read that one. The bitrate is interesting. It does show potentially GPS data. Okay, bits / sample. So 16, 8-bit video. I don't know what that means. Samples per second. Frame rate. Stereo audio. Interesting. Okay, mono audio. Yeah, this is from... I feel like there is probably data based on the camera and stuff in there, but it's not reading it. Unless I just don't have all video metadata. Oh. Okay, this is better. Let me write that in my notes. Whoops. So there is apparently a video metadata view, but I'm not sure where that is, because I don't see it in the tab list. So advanced search supports video-specific fields, new auto categories to search video. I don't know why this is capitalized. In the Manage tab, going into metadata. Maybe it means this. I'm not totally sure though. Video metadata. Metadata subtab. So there's default. All video data. Let's see, it's got length, audio channels, samples per second, bit sample, writing application, Canon MVI, Canon MVI 01. It has one video stream and one audio stream. So it's MJPEG codec. The bitrate, the frame rate, scan type, resolution, aspect ratio. Yeah, this is nice. Color space. Chroma subsampling. It's 422. Really? Is it really? That's the chroma subsampling of the high-end stuff. Or 444 would be the max probably. But 422, I don't even do that with my Ninja 5 recorder usually. I do 420. 8-bit from whatever camera is connected to it in 4K. Because file size is important for me. Trying to save projects is expensive and I'm running out of space. Codec ID, channels, bit rates. Yeah, this is cool. I'm going to assume this is what they were talking about with the new metadata view. It's probably not a specific tab unless they're hiding it for some reason. Like a PDF, ACDSee showroom, slideshow, bunch of actions, send pics, add or remove buttons. But anyways, these video files were from one of my first decent camera. I still have it. It's a little thing. So it's the S200 digital ALF from Canon. It's 2 megapixel. The video functionality is really bad, and it had pretty severe limitations on that. So I didn't get much into video with this thing. I mean, it takes compact flashcards. I did make a joke type video that some people took seriously on this camera a few years ago for April 1st. But yeah, it still works. The replacement batteries I bought for this were not great. So I could try charging those at some point and seeing if it still works okay, but it's kind of interesting old. So the rubber gaskets deteriorated. There used to be one here. There was one on the bottom of that. But besides that, it's in decent condition. So that's what these clips are from. I don't know if I'm going to play this in here. The audio is probably, it's not routed. I don't think I added that to OBS. But if I did, it would probably be really loud, some of these. Because in this one, people were screaming going down the elevator. I guess I could try it and see what happens. If you're wearing headphones, maybe just take them off for a second. Yeah. Okay, I don't think I routed this. But that was at a anime convention. This was technically my second anime convention. Going down the elevator. And then people were screaming. So that was the thing. And then same situation with this one. And some martial arts demonstration. Let's see. That was 320 by 240 resolution. 180 total frames. Yeah. So the camera had a limit based on resolution. I don't know if 320 by 240 was the maximum. Oh no, it did 640 by 480, but the time limit was like 5 seconds of video. Let's see how long this is. Maybe 10 seconds. So around 10 seconds probably limit for that resolution. And then the 320 by 240 was a little bit longer. That one's 10 seconds or 9 seconds. That one's 13, 26 seconds. So if we take a look at this one again. I used to do geocaching with these guys and a few other people occasionally. So that's what we were doing. They're just throwing snow into the lake or whatever it was. Whatever you would call that size of water. And then these ones here are more recent. That was I probably recorded those on that April 1st video on the camera. But these ones here, back when I did it, show this cat. This was a feral cat that we took care of, my family and I, at the time. I honestly don't remember what we called this one or much about it at this point. That was probably 2000. Assume there's a date here somewhere, but anyways. Yeah, so it's cool that it has video metadata stuff. Advanced search. So there's a quick search feature. There's an advanced search. So if I want to add criteria. Let's see, you can search on AI keywords. You can search on, I guess, the video metadata somewhere in here. Maybe multimedia. Okay, so they added all of this. So we've got bit rate, cat face detection. I don't think so. I don't think it doesn't detect video as far as I know. But I mean, technically it picked some creature things, but does that count? So it detected the panda and one of the cats, but not another one. So technically it kind of does. Yeah. Let's see what else is in here. I don't tend to use the advanced search, but I'm thinking once I scan my entire photo video archive for another future video, I'd probably use this more because there's a lot more data to be useful, I think. I would like to try to get some more value out of my older recordings and stuff. So being able to find things and do more with older stuff would be helpful, I think. We'll see. So there is also the activity manager. This relates to the multi-threading features. So for example, if I wanted to export, so I wanted to export all of these, or I should probably just do the entire thing. No, I guess I can't do that. Export. Oh, I didn't pull in this. So with the presets, there are ways to get the old presets from the previous versions of the application, but I guess the import that I did didn't pull those over. But in this thing, you can apply actions and such. So, for example, I had one for my cosplay photography stuff. Okay, it looks like those are in there, but it didn't actually pull in the ones I had made. So the tech channel thumbnail watermark. Let's see if the cosplay one is in here. Yeah. So the cosplay one, if I want to apply that, then just export those to maybe the pictures folder. Same search folder, and then you can do a subfolder. Let's do exports. So that can run in the background, and then I can jump to here and do stuff. That's a really nice addition. If I wanted to develop something while it's exporting, I can do that. And go back to manage, and then I can copy paste the process details. While it's still exporting. Oh, it's downloading additional AI files to support something. Anyways. Another unrelated food item that I bought today. This was 87 cents on sale. Hibiscus. I've never heard of this company, but the expiration date is in December, so it should be fine. Looked interesting. I see a serving size. 4 servings per container. So it just says hibiscus, cane sugar, citric acid, and some other stuff. It smells like sweet and sour sauce. It does not look super appealing. Oh, wow. So it's a literal flour with sugar on it and citric acid. Huh. That's kind of cool. Oops. All right. It tastes like it does have kind of a tanginess to it. That's probably the citric acid. Sweet. Also, the texture reminds me of like a jelly type of fruit snack thing. It's pretty it's pretty nice. Eating a flower. And so it's redetecting those files. That's cool. Product of Thailand. Yeah, that's very pleasant tasting. It's the Nutty and Fruity Company. They're in Food Castle Inc., Vernon, California. Very nice. I should have bought more bags of it. I wonder if they're going out of business or something, because it was 75% off. I did buy another type, but yeah, very nice. Yeah, what else can I potentially cover here? Oh, right. I tend to show this usually. The focus stacking feature is pretty basic. I don't think it's changed between versions. But for example, these look like all of the same group. Let's see. That would be in manage mode. Up at the top. Existing features. So it's in process focus stack. All right, there's a ellipsis. It's probably going to be really slow on this many pictures. That was surprisingly quick. PNG, same source folder. Oh, well, it hasn't actually done it. All right. Oops. All right. I mean, that's decently fast. I mean, it depends on your computer, but it wasn't too bad. So let's look at this in the View tab. Whoops. Switch to... Yeah, that's in focus. That's in focus. The edge down here is pretty decent. There's background, you know, when you are the words. The blurriness is because of when it's mixing them. Yeah. Some aberrations and such. That's not terrible though, for just clicking on it. And then if we look at the actual source images, you can see this is significantly different. Yeah, so if I go through the source images, slowly adjusting focus manually. Yeah, so in this case, I didn't have an image close enough. So that's why this area wasn't super in focus down here in the result. Because that was the closest that I got. And I go down the line here. So that's more so a little bit of an issue with my sample data. I don't know what this basket thing is. All right. Then I've got a smaller example. I'm going to delete this. That's an old one. Put that in there. Let's see. Yeah, looks good. All right, let's take a look. So this one's very limited in the sense that my sample data was not ideal. Okay, that's focus on that. That's like basically on the figure, and then that's back on the thing there. Yeah, that's in focus back there. Not too bad. I mean, it did what it was supposed to do. But the thing is, with only 3 photos, clearly I missed some of it. So I could always make new test data that's a little more consistent. Put that in there. I did generate this one earlier. So this is the same situation with only 3 pictures. Yeah, so there's the 3 sample source photos. And then that's the results. Yeah, I might do a bit more, make another sample set. We'll see if I remember. So there's that one. HDR. Delete that. Process. You just, okay. So again, there's not a ton of variability or adjustment. So we've got detailed, dramatic, and neutral. Was there another one? Black and white. All right, that's probably good enough. Oh yeah, let's do the black and white one. My computer here is AMD 9900X CPU, but I have it downclocked technically. Well, not really downclocked, but the TDP setting I have currently on 65 watts. So there's a TDP, which is the thermal power, and then there's a PPT value, which is in this case like 80 something watts. The official like default for the CPU is 120 watt TDP and then like 160 or 180 watts PPT. So I have it downclocked basically. I mean, I could swap it at some point, but that's just like a general idea of the performance. And then the GPU I have in here just defaulted. Actually, I might have it. I might have that downclocked too. I mean, let me see. I have to pull up the NVIDIA app. Graphics. Global settings. No. System performance. Oh, I do. Let's see if I can show this. Yeah, so I have it downvolted at the moment. So anyways, so it's not like true performance of the system at the moment, but it's still fast, so I'm fine with it. And I like cool and quiet. I don't like more noise and more heat. So this is the HDR in black and white mode with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 photos merged. Obviously, with any feature like this, if there is movement in plants and things, you're going to get blur and weird artifacts. But I mean, it's so busy in this spot that I probably wouldn't notice. I think it looks fine. It's a good amount of information. I don't know if there was... It might be blown out there. So it looks like it didn't pick up all of the information here it could have. And like I said, it's pretty limited in what you can do. But it's a cool feature just to mess around with, I guess. I go to another one. So that's basically the same number. Here's a few other potential examples. This one might be good. I don't know if I have a panorama example. What is photo merge? Okay, this is just like easier way to do them. Detailed. Let's try that. So what is that? Oh, it's one word. Let's take a look. Yeah, that definitely helped mix them. Obviously, there's some aberration here with the lens. And at least in this software, you just don't have enough control to deal with it in that process. But technically, I could have gone and adjusted the source photos and removed that beforehand. So I think this is actually a good one to look at other feature that they added to the edit tab. Because you can see a bunch of noise in the photo. So if I click on edit, this is a raster-based editing thing. I don't tend to use this software, this part of their software very much. If I zoom in, you can see quite a bit of noise. But they added AI-based noise reduction, which is separate from their standard noise reduction, apparently. And it's supposed to be more selective and more context-based of what it's trying to deal with. So the idea, from what I understood with the guy talking about it that works there, is that it should be not as heavy-handed in noise reduction. So that would be down here, I think. And then you could see AI denoise. Oh, it was my face cam blocking it. Let me move that. I'll put my stuff down here. Transition that. There we go. Yeah, so there's different options. There's camera noise removal, median, despeckle, and then the AI one. So this is the new one. Click on that. So it's kind of odd that it didn't give me the ability to adjust the slider before it does it. It's kind of odd. I can hear my GPU spinning the fans up. So definitely using the GPU. Oh, anyways, the GPU I have is a RTX 4060. Sadly, not the best choice, but it has 8 gigabytes of VRAM, which is a limitation for AI stuff. Yeah. So that's the original, and that's the 100% strength AI denoise. Definitely changed it. So if I look around, how do I scroll? Oh, there we go. Let's look at some other spots. So it didn't. Like, is that too much? I can still see some tree. Yeah, I feel like it took way too much out there. But if I downclock it, let's do 50%. How do I? Oh, okay. So I can adjust it after it's done. Okay, I get it. Yeah, so it's mixing the original plus the denoised up to 100%. So I'd probably do, yeah, this area here really, zoom out a little bit. So maybe something like that. 70%. Whoops. Not bad. Let's look at the sign. Whoops. I mean, it is keeping detail in the sign regardless. Look at the light area of the car window. It keeps that in there for the most part. It does change a little bit. Oops, I wish there were a better way to scroll in this mode. So when it's maxed out, it kind of removes some of that detail. I think it's the steering wheel or something. But taking it back a fair amount still keeps that in there. So that's like 50%. All right. So at 50%, it doesn't really help the sky area. Let's try 70. I mean, that does change it at the very least. But this is a special case because it's a merged HDR photo. So And then at 1:1, it's tough for me to tell anything changed. Actually, I do see a big difference down here. Pretty cool. Yeah. So I can click done. Like I said, this is a raster-based editing. It does history, so you can go back if you don't like a change. But once something is applied and you keep going, it's gonna stay there. So there's my scroll. Remove background, blur background, denoise. Go into. So I've got that in there. Yeah. See if there's anything else that I would want to. Oh, they did change the face editing quite a bit in here, I think. So if I go into manage, I'm going to discard the change. Oh, wait. Photo merge. Oh, I could try this too. So that's a set of 4 photos. This one's got quite a bit more. Let's do this first. So there is also a photo merge feature in the same area process, and then I think it's panorama. But I could do photo merge as well. Let me add some notes. Let's see. Panorama, focus stack. Remove vignette. Yes. What's the name of that when you shift the camera? Oh, so little traffic on the highway. That specific road is kind of highway, but not. So it's not like a specific one. All right, so that remove vignette is checked. I have the source photos. I can't remember what this is called when you shift your camera and make a big. Is it just panorama? I thought there was a different term, like the high resolution. The bokeh panorama or Brennesier method. I think that was probably the name of the person that supposedly came up with it. Transform tool. This is the one I'm thinking of. I would not have remembered this. Brennesier method. Let's go to Wikipedia. Yeah. So this is what the thing does. Oops, let me close. Yeah, so you can take a bunch of photos in one spot and shift the camera without tilting it to get this type of photo. So that's kind of what that's supposed to be for. Let me add that to my notes. Whoops. I keep doing that with... All right. Minimize that. Let's try it out. Oops, did I have... Yeah, I do have panorama selected. It's quite a few pictures. And there's a lot of branches and things that'll potentially not look great. Also, I could have done it improperly with how I put, like, adjusted the camera. All right. So we've got PNG. Yeah, there's not a ton of options, but blending. All right. There we go. It's probably a pretty big 9,860 by 7,393. Let's take a look. Yeah. So the center looks pretty decent. I mean, here's a bit of weird merging. But like I said, this could partly be because of how I took the photos. Because if I were more consistent with the source data, probably help out with this thing. Yeah, I mean, there's some clear mixing, but this is a very difficult example because there's just so many branches. Yeah, this is a little messed up here too. But I mean, looking at it like this, it looks fine for the most part. I mean, I can kind of tell zoomed out that this is a little messed up. This branch is consistent, kind of, but it does change color. Okay, that's... I think that's supposed to be like that. Not too bad. Kind of cool. Hopefully in the future they add more options and more flexibility. But I mean, it's a neat result considering all this. Oh, was this the pre-done? No. Let's see. Okay, that does change in the original. Kind of cool. Let's see what else we've got. AI section, keywords. Do I have a tipping manager? I think that would be in the manage tab in general. Existing features. You can change the start folder. Yeah. Homepage. So this is the homepage thing. You can't change these at the moment, but they said that their developers are looking at giving people the option eventually to change these out. So there's a find duplicates feature. I could try this out. I don't know if I have any duplicates in this sample library. And this specific duplicate, actually, let me make some. Let's see. I'll do it in here. I'll just take a few. I can try exporting. File export. Let's just do a standard JPEG. Full size. Same source folder. So I just made 3 copies basically, but they are a different format. We'll see if it finds those. Oops, let me go back to the home page thing. Find duplicates. It's going to search in the samples folder. So exact duplicate, identical, which technically different file. Actually, let me do a few more duplications here. I'll just pick a few. And then repaste them in there. They'll be copy file names. All right, so I have official duplicates. Whoops, go back to here. This is also accessible through the menu somewhere. That's good. So let's click this. Okay, I found the duplicate with a different name. Looked at the actual source data. Same situation here. Yeah, so it's not comparing the JPEGs in the... Find duplicates within these 2 lists. This looks for duplicates of the same selected files elsewhere. You need to select a second location. This compares every... I feel like in the past it was able to detect different formats of basically the same image, but I guess realistically it's not, because a JPEG obviously would be lower quality than a RAW. But anyways, it found the duplicates with different file names of the same exact RAW image. So that's cool. I'll add that to my list of things. Existing features. There we go. I don't know what this tagged database. Do backups. Catalog files, I've used this a lot. Let me see, face data including face outlines. Okay, maybe I had to check. When I did a catalog initially with this, it didn't pick up the face data. So maybe I needed to check this. But it says import. I don't know if it does it with this. ACD automatically adds thumbnail information as you browse. You can use the catalog files tool to add groups of files to the database without having to first browse to the folders. In addition, certain metadata, including keywords, categories, tags, will only be added to the database by cataloging with this tool. So, yeah. I don't think this... Let's just import. It's not going to generate. Yeah, I don't think this does the face detection, which is kind of a problem for my idea to catalog my entire archive, which is 22 terabytes right now. I'll have to see what happens when I do it. But that would be a hassle if I had to browse every folder for it to start doing face detection and AI keywords. We'll see. I'll have to look into that. All right. There's also another way around it is that you can enable the indexer that does it through the standard menus. In here you can go into this thing. So allow face detection when your computer is idle. So eventually these two, with that option checked, the indexer should do it. So I guess that's fine. But it's not like a set thing that will be done when it's done type of thing. Although if you leave your computer on long enough, I guess it would be good. I'll figure it out when I try that stuff. Let's see if this works. No. I was wondering if it would. Yeah, so should have a lot of these tagged based on face data. So maybe that's why that showed those ones, but I don't know why it would have showed these things. It might be searching on copyright information in the EXIF information, because I generally, whenever cameras have the option to embed copyright or whatever tags, I can't remember the specific tag names, I do put my name in there. So that's probably why those are showing up. So if I click on properties, go back to, let's see, being here. Yeah, so my name is in there. Creator and copyright notice. Yep. So here I put the website address instead. I put a different name there. So not super consistent over the years. Depends on the camera. Like how many characters you can put in there. Yeah. I do really like the tabbing of the new version. I have 2023 on here as well, and it doesn't have the tabbing feature. What else? What else? Oh, develop. I haven't even looked into that yet. The media tab gives you a... I'll click on it while I'm typing. So this is basically a big list of everything that has been cataloged. Change the no group. There we go. Yeah. So it's kind of cool, but I don't tend to use this view that often. Kind of cool. All right. View. Whoops. I guess that's one thing you could do is select multiple here and then click view, and it's going to give you a list of whatever you selected. Whoops. Little rabbit. These are African daisies. I would consider this my favorite flower. It's based on look and stuff. Those and sunflowers. Old computer. Let's see what else I can mention about the view tab. And blocking some of the view. bloop. Yeah, there's a bit of EXI information down here. Use it for culling photos, embedded preview, or raw decode. That's a little thing here. I think it's not blocked by my notes, but it's just a little toggle. So the raw decode is a little bit slower to jump through, depending obviously if the pictures are raws or not. But it does give you more detail when you zoom in. I used to watch martial arts movies a lot. Haven't done that in a long time though. These are old VHS tapes, recordings, and a bunch of random videos. Planet of the Apes. I think this was a martial arts movie, or just like an action movie. Jackie Chan. Double Team, I think, was a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie. Legend of the Eighth Samurai. Here's the Nintendo 64 promo video that they had sent me as a kid. I don't have it anymore, but those were cool back in the day. Yeah, this was like a set of martial arts movies. Oh, this one here, Zerum. I know it's very pixelated, but one of my favorite anime is Iria Zerum, the animation. It's a relatively short OVA. But this is a live action movie. I'm not a fan of the live action ones. I still have this DVD, but I like the anime only for the most part. It's a science fiction bounty hunter girl that, you know, the whole thing related to action and all that stuff. Very cool looking environments and things. But the live action movies are pretty gross, like gruesome looking, and other stuff. And I just don't like this compared to the anime. See what else I can say about this view in the video. Process. There isn't too much here. Oh, did I mention face? Better preview. What was it called? Face outlines. You find a picture with a face in it. Go to my own face. Go into view. Let's see. So that one found a picture. Found. All of these have. Okay, this one doesn't. So I've got this thing. I'll turn this on, and then where was that? Face tool. Shift F. Okay. So I can draw that and then like that. I can hit the X. I don't know if it's optional, so I'll just leave it and then click out. Okay, so it is optional. That's good. Yeah, so a lot of these it didn't find the face. That one did not find it. There we go. Wow, it didn't find this one? Surprising. Alright. So there's that. Whoops. I'll go back to here. I don't know if I want to look at my face anymore. Let's go back to here. Okay, you can toggle that or just switch. Oh, it's not a toggle, it's a... okay. Face tool. Oops. That was weird. Yeah, I think that's... Oh, I can also... what are these called? Labels and ratings. I can't remember what the key codes are for these at the moment. I think it's like Control 1. Yeah. Control 8. Oops. I probably should not randomly do keyboard sequences without knowing what they're going to do. Can add labels and ratings in this mode. There we go. Let's see. I think that's probably it for this mode. I mean, you can export. You can add a histogram, magnifier. Okay, I don't tend to use these, but that's cool. It's actually... that's pretty good. Because I tend to just like zoom in like that. But this is potentially faster. I won't have to click. I can just like cycle with the keyboard. And then have a built-in zoom. You can also push it to a second screen, I think. Yeah. Second monitor, image, or file list. view. Soft proofing, exposure warnings. Oh no, it was in panes. Histogram, magnifying glass. Oops. Navigator. Alright, that's like a zoom feature. And then I can move it around. Yeah, that's a lot of zoom. 10,000. I don't know how I feel about that. It's like too much zoom. Wonder if you can change it. Well, that's cool, I guess. I like this magnifying glass one. Whoops. Ah, okay. And undock it like that, I guess. Yeah, that's kind of cool. And then there's a zoom percentage, up to 20x zoom. 1x. Yeah. That's the last one. It's a page view action browser. So you can run those, I guess. Properties. Oh. Okay, that's good too. There's a lot here that I have never really used. Face detection. I don't think there are any photos in here that... This one maybe? No. Dog. Mouse detection. Nope. This one maybe? Nope. Actually, okay, I did find Abraham Lincoln. This guy. So much that I have never really used here. Develop settings. Oh man. That's a lot. Navigator. There's also a view. So you can add more toolbars, I guess. Navigation. Image advance. So like an automatic thing. Soft proofing. Exposure warning. That could be useful. and get rid of some of this. Oh, that's quite the look. So this is the main tools. Refresh. Edit header footer. I don't know what this is. I don't know what that is. Add things to baskets. Tag. Set rating. So there's a backslash. Let me see. Okay, that doesn't appear to do anything. Yeah, I don't know what the tag thing is. So we've got AID noise, face detection, redetect faces, keywords, run AI keywords. Okay. Where was that? Was it in properties? Yeah. So it probably already had that information, but if I can speak words, the AI keywords had architecture, building, which is true, furniture. I don't know if there's furniture. Art, sculpture. So I guess art is a subcategory of furniture and decor. Sculpture, statue, which is true. Nature, tree, person. Technically, yes. So that's pretty good. This one has nature event. Maybe I should make my own, have my own specific category for AI keyword stuff. Let's put it. There are definitely some things that, I mean, let me turn off that exposure warning thing. Food, that is true. Found that in there. Camera, that's technically a light, but I mean, I can understand why it thinks it might be a camera. Let's see. I think my face is blocking it. There we go. Swap that. Yeah, so here's the AI keyword thing. So this is technically a light, but I mean, it's somewhat fitting. Let's see. Rainbow. So these specific photos, how I made this is it was a video about flash, and then I had, I think, 3 different flashes connected to one mount, and they were all firing at the same time, and then I put different gels on each one. So that's how I made that. I can pull up the video. Close that. It was, oh, I'm live. Go docs. Oh, that's the wrong search. It's this one. There you go. So yeah, it was this. I'm pretty sure it was this video. You can see the flash mount thing. Those are pretty cool flash. I don't have them anymore, but I wouldn't mind buying another set to get back into flash stuff. They're relatively basic, but they potentially have high-speed sync wirelessly, but it doesn't have it when it's connected to the camera, which is interesting, but it's kind of a cost-saving measure. I wish they would update this flash. Maybe they have, but I don't know if, I'm not totally sure. Because it does have some quirks to it. Related to, I think there's a flashing light on it that you can't disable, and it was kind of irritating. But yeah, pretty cool flash for what it is and the price of it. And then you just need the correct trigger for your camera system to get the high-speed sync functionality. And then, of course, certain cameras, at least in the DSLR days, didn't necessarily have high-speed sync with them. Mostly the Nikon stuff. Man, I hate saying that company name because there's so many different versions of it. Certain like entry-level cameras for the Nikon system didn't have high-speed sync. I don't remember if the other systems limited it as well, like the Canon stuff. I'm not sure. But they cheaped out on some of their, Nikon cheaped out on some of their DSLRs for that feature, which is kind of crappy. But I'm not sure if they do that with their mirrorless stuff now or not. I'd have to dive into what is available and functional on mirrorless. I do have the Z5, which I would assume is fully functional in that regard. I think that is ice. Yeah, there's no keywords for that one. Camera. D750. Yeah, that's good. Okay, did not understand what these were. So I feel like their keyword system, I don't know how advanced it is, but these days their keyword system should be able to read text, and it doesn't look like it's reading text. Because, I mean, it could be the orientation is off, which might throw it off. But these are clearly, if it were to read text, it would understand what these are. But it didn't, so let me try to do it again. Yeah, nothing happened. Let me try. How do I rotate? I'm pretty sure I can rotate them in this mode. Oh, down here. So it's making the attempt. Nope. That didn't help. Now it's trying again. Nope. Oh well. Yeah. Okay, it found a toy, person toy, which is correct. It's a Lego. And then I put the female face on the that was like the pirate set or whatever the related non-pirates were. I don't even know what those were called. I basically gave this to my nephew, all of my old Legos. Most of them I have in the background. This is a Lego camera. But yeah. Baseball. Yeah, it's not perfect, that's for sure. Person toy. I found a horse. Tree, sky, fog. Not really fog, this is lens flare. So it's trying at the very least. There we go. Body of water. So honestly, it's not bad, but I just wish it were better. Hopefully next year's version gets an enhancement of keyword AI keywording. But I still do plan on scanning my archive and hopefully benefiting from this feature so that I can access and use that type of data to find older content that I can use in other ways now in my current work. That'd be nice. Like example photos, example video stuff, but it has video metadata now, which is great, but it's not like referencing what is in the videos. It would be nice in the future if they could figure out a way to scan the videos. Camera stuff, more Lego. So I did find a kayak camera. Yeah, it's not bad. It's functional. So at the very least, I think that I'll be able to find old camera equipment photos pretty easily with this. And that'll be nice for the YouTube channel. I found my face in a few of these. That's cool. There's Gudetama. I still have this. Some of the Polaroid stuff is in the back too. I think I bought that at Five Below, the store. Which it's, I don't know if it's really Five Below anymore. Some of it is. But prices are kind of crazy sometimes now. So this company had sent me this product, and then I made a video doing a product photo shoot with the ramen. It's a very unique... The ramen itself, the flavors are nice generally, but the texture and like some of the flavor of the actual noodle is very unique. I don't mind it, but it's definitely like healthy, quote unquote, tasting, because it doesn't use the traditional ingredients for the noodles. Oh, I found dice. That's cool. I still have these ones. So there's a specific space image that I really like from the Spitzer Space Telescope, and these are basically what it looks like. It's a cool mix. So I bought these after noticing them. I think I specifically searched for D&D dice that were a combo of the orange green with the like geez, what is the word? My brain. The flecks of stuff. Yeah, that look like stars. So I found food, but I didn't find tea. That's too bad. Let's see. So I mean, technically that's correct, but it's a certain type of situation. And at the time that this happened, I did a live stream on YouTube. I don't think it got much viewership. Whoops. Let me not do that. I have to see. The live stream only had 23 views total ever. So that kind of flopped. Let me pull it up here.
Totally winging this, but
okay, it was vertical video. I have it muted, but there were some people that joined, and I had talked to them when it was happening. You know, it's kind of a cool view with the glasses. Yeah. Let's zoom in a little bit. I don't know if I can zoom. 360p, 720p. So this was back when I had two phones and service on both the phones. The service that I had was not great and it had a very limited amount of data, but it was an interesting test. I basically learned that I needed better phone service to make it more functional, but this specific stream seemed okay. I still have the source data from this pretty much, so I could probably make a video going over it at some point. I don't know if I recorded a different view with I had the Z30 with me at the time. Let me see if I have. Oh, I do have. I've only got one video here. Disable that. Cause this is with the Z30. And whatever lens I had, I mean, that's as close as I was able to get with the lens that I had. Kind of cool. I mean, once you've seen it, that's about it. And of course, I was using these glasses on every device that I tried to take a photo with or video with. So I do have GoPro footage. Sort by. Now I'm kind of curious. Oops. Yeah, so I could definitely do something with this. Oh, wow. Yeah, I definitely could do something with this at some point. Got all the GoPro footage. So it looks like it was attached to my backpack most of the time. That was a good spot. It worked well. And I was doing the streaming at the same time. I did that on a whim, I think, the streaming part. Which actually I should probably download to stream if I want to add it to the whatever video I would make from that. Because I don't think I did. Extra phone. Yeah, I don't think I did. Ideally, I would. One of the problems with YouTube is that behind and on the back end of YouTube, they only give you a low quality download. So I would probably want to use some type of tool to download the best version of whatever is on there, which is frustrating. I'll have to look into that if I remember. Anyways, that's as close as that got. Oh, this one's decently close. Let's see what. Assume that's the Z30. Yeah. So I had the 16 to 50 kit lens on there. I should have brought a longer lens if I don't even know if I had anything at the time to do that. But yeah. Let's see. In my notes here, keywords tend to be pretty basic, which is fine though. I'll put this somewhere else. Trying to think of stuff that it wouldn't detect. So yeah, I didn't figure out this was a wallet. DSC memory cards. Let's see. 9958. I mean, that's fine. Flower, that's fine. Camera, that's good. Sky. If I ever need to... Oh, it's out the moon in there. That's cool. If I ever need sky photos, I should be good with the AI keywording. Or cameras. Did it see my shadow? Nope. Does it see vignette? Nope. Bench? Yeah. Glove? Car? That's a hearse, I think. That's a truck. Sky. So it didn't figure out that the trees were a certain type, like a certain season, I should say. Lighting. I mean, it is lighting, but that's camera equipment. Okay, it saw it in this one. I don't know what the difference would be between these two. Yeah, it's more of a macro. It's good. Wow, this camera has been through a lot with me. I'm still using it. It's a GoPro Hero 9 Black. I use it a fair amount. Basically all of my POV style videos, which is a lot of what I do lately with the POV style photography. And I tend to use the Max Lens mod, which swaps this filter thing out for it. Okay, notice those. Nature, snow, I didn't see the lights. Like, would that be called Christmas lighting? Yeah, it doesn't seem to understand what type of lighting this is. Sport, winter sport, skiing. Type in the IMG 26. Oops, of there we go. And there is no snow in this picture. I mean, you kind of got the season, but found the tree. I mean, is that a... Maybe it means those trees. Fix that. Yeah, I didn't figure any of this out. You'd think it would see a star or lighting or something. There's no snow. Maybe it's looking at the time date information. Who knows? Christmas. So I figured that one out. Event Christmas. I mean, that's got to be very, very regional. So, I mean, if you use this program and you live in a country that doesn't celebrate Christmas mostly, yeah. This program is developed in Canada, so they're probably pretty similar to where I am in Christmas. Although, yeah, anyways. Bag. Luggage. It thinks this is luggage. Kind of. Building. That's good. Butterfly. Heart. Oh, yeah. Did nice job on that. Camera. Toys. It doesn't know Karuta. Tree. Didn't see the path. Let's see if it sees the road. No, I didn't pick up the road here. Let's see. Bird. Saw the bird. Little dude. Hanging out. Man, it's perched on this tiny little... Whoops. Daredevil bird. This water is moving pretty quick, it looks like. I mean, he can fly, so maybe it's cave. I mean, it does kind of look like a cave. But it's all foliage. There's no stone. Found the cars. The water. Big camera. Renaissance fair. Animal, mammal, horse, nature, sky, tree, person. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Boat? No boat? I mean, it kind of looks like a building. Oh, this was back when you could go on there. I went this year, and this is totally closed off. You can't go on the ship. But I think it's basically in disrepair, so that's probably why. Although this photo was back in 2018, so that's a long time. 7 years. Man. Camera stuff. Yeah. More camera stuff. I mean, this is good for me because it seems to be pretty consistent tagging cameras, which is going to be one of the things that I would need it for. Finding old pictures of camera equipment. Oh, I enjoyed this video. This is one of my longtime friends. He lives in a different country at this point, but he came back at one. Let's see, this was in 2019. And we went to this market thing and we did some photography and I made a video. I actually made 2 videos out of it. That was fun. Let's see if I can pull up the video. Mm. Here. Street. Flipping Adobe. All right, so this was 5 years ago, 4.4K views. For me, that's not horrible. But I mean, it's not good either. Yeah, so there he is. Oh, I forgot this guy was hanging out too. So yeah, if you want to check that out. Walked around, took street photos. I don't remember if he gave me pictures to show that he took. Let's see. Okay, yeah. So he must have given me some of the photos. Cool. So there was this video, but we also, I mean, I also did a video about his equipment specifically. Yeah, that was fun. This is one of my other friends. Behind the scenes. I think I filmed my face way too close here. Yeah, that's a little much. No one needs to be that close. Trying to think of anything else I want to do here with this. I haven't even gotten into the develop mode. So this is one of the things that I do use a lot in this program. It is non-destructive editing in develop. Obviously, it's meant for raw photos, but it can work with JPEGs. From how I understand it, looks like it works with JPEGs is that it saves the original in a hidden folder, and then it adjusts another one, which is kind of weird and kind of dangerous in a way, because if you want to revert and you don't do it through the program, you might end up accidentally deleting or misplacing the original JPEG. So that's not ideal. I should probably write that down. For this stuff here, I'm probably not going to put it in the video. I'm just going to put it in a related article. When I'm going to make the video, make a short version of the video for all the vertical platforms, and then I'd make a website article based on the main video, and then I'll add these to the website article. That's usually how I do it. Yeah. I could be wrong, but I feel like that's how it works. This is a raw, so it doesn't matter in this case. Yeah, so they added, let's see here. Activity Manager, People tab. Edit mode. Split, they added this split view thing. So if I make an adjustment, pull back the highlight data, decrease the exposure, so now I can use this. That's cool. That's nice. There's also the standard thing. So I want to go like this. I could leave that on and still use the default. Or I could turn that off. And like I said, these are all, at least for RAWs, this is completely non-destructive editing. We've got the AI object detection, background detection. Yeah. Subject detection. So it seems to mix up a little bit here, but not the worst. And you can adjust these. You can adjust the mask. Object detection. Okay. Let me see what else I can maybe draw around those. I'll pick the the lights. Interesting. Let me see. Let's do object detection. Select the camera. Not bad. Can I add to it? No. So if I mean, there might be a way to add to it. I don't know why I didn't pick that up. Yeah, that's pretty clean. There. Nice. How do I get rid of the mask? Oh, cool. Maybe we should add to this. Can't spell. Drawing erasing. There aren't, at least for me, there aren't a ton of reasons to be using this. But I guess it depends. It's got these are new for this version, the AI presets. Let's see if I masking, split view, file presets. Whoops, what did I? New features. I assume those are existing. Those are the new ones. Let's try this. I think this is a JPEG. No, it's a CR3. AI background, blur background, darken, brighten skin, AI sky. I feel like the ACDSee group are a little too focused on sky adjustment. Like, how many people are doing stuff with that? And do landscape photographers really want to adjust stuff that much? I don't know. Some of these make sense, but there's also a ton of like selection related things, like swapping it out and stuff. I think that might be in the edit area, which is fine. I just don't personally see like a big need to be swapping skies. AI vibrant. Okay. So at that point, once you use one of these presets, you can still go in here and do the standard adjustments. I wish there was a super good AI white balance tool. That would be the thing I would really want. I don't see anything. Is it color? No, sadly. Landscape, matte, portrait, vintage, wedding. Because the thing that I struggle and spend the most time on for my convention photography stuff is white balance, because I tend to be doing natural light photography, no flash. And going to a convention center, there's so much mixed lighting, so much bad lighting. And I'm generally able to adjust it decently with some time and effort, but multiply that by hundreds of photos, and it's a time-consuming, frustrating process. I'm just trying to make the pictures okay. It's not artistic photography, it's documentary style photography. So I still do it, but it's frustrating with how much time I have to spend on it. I wish that they would put a lot of resources into that. I think I might put this on the top because it's like high priority for me. Whoops. Hundreds. Maybe I'll have to write my own tool at some point to hopefully, find research on white balance and try to give it to the AI stuff to write a program that can potentially adjust things. There's some. Yeah, that would be a big feature for me if I could not have to manually adjust white balance and still get, a solid looking, decent result. And it's not just this program, it's pretty much every program I've used. I don't know, maybe Adobe has some magic that I'm not familiar with because I haven't used their software in a long time. Or whatever other program. There's a ton of paid options, but there are also a fair amount of open source programs that are similar to this. I've used a few and have made a video or two on them, but I wouldn't say that they're any better. But I would have to check, look around. Yeah, because the lighting in this situation is bad. I'd consider this not acceptable. Now, maybe that's what it looked like in reality, but the goal would be to... That's like a little bit better. But then I'd still have to go in here and try to make it better. So if we pull up the split view, the new split view, I'd say this adjustment is better, but it's still kind of green looking. So what I would do at this point is probably go into the color adjustments, the hue adjustments and things. Trying to be consistent with my writing. Yeah. Looks like something was applied to this. All right. Anyways, I think I'm done for now. Oh, wait, I'll show this. This is a cool feature. They did enhance it for this version, but it's still like relatively limited. It's cool to look at. We've got photo count. So this is basically looking at the database information and your archive and seeing trends, things like that. So the first page, you've got photo counts. Now this is obviously a collection of sample photos and video that I put together specifically for when I make these ACDSee videos. And I've been adding to it a little bit here and there, but I don't want it to be huge. So I think it's a little bit over 1,000 photos and videos. Yeah, so 1,300-ish. Favorite format, RAW. Total of cameras in the collection, 37. So I did try to find a lot of different camera models and things just to get a good a set of test data. So, favorite ISO setting. And then we look at this. It's just a bunch of additional information. Now this is one that they changed quite a bit. You've got number of photos by camera, number of photos by lens. That's a cool addition. And then by focal length. So they could do so much more with this. But yeah, I'm glad that they enhanced it. But again, I would like to see more to this. It's going to be especially interesting to me once I'm able to scan my entire archive and look at this data. So most used focal length for this sample set is 22 millimeters, f2.8 aperture, 1/100th of a second shutter speed, and then 100 ISO. So that's very cool. You can put your mouse over it and see some of the stuff. Now these don't mean anything again because it's just sample data that I picked. So it's not representative of what would actually be the case in my full archive. And then this last tab shows the number of photos, shows the resolution, top resolutions, and then the formats that I would tend to use. So mostly RAW in this JPEG video. Bit depth, that's kind of cool. Yeah, not a ton to it, but it is interesting to look at. See if I've mentioned that in here. Nope. Oh, what is this called? Dashboard. Yeah. All right. I think that's it for today. The goal is here, now that I've enhanced my notes, which I still feel like I should have pulled out a few other things to look at. What is this? ACD portal. One thing I haven't shown, now this is a pay per version application, but you can also do a monthly fee thing like what Adobe does. They offer that as an option. I'm never going to do it, most likely, but it's there if you are into that. So it's this 365 thing. If I click on that, then this is what their current plans are. There's a $70 a month personal plan, 50 gigabytes. It gives you access to these applications. So the one that I'm showing and looking at and going to make a video on is the ACDSee Photo Studio Ultimate. But they also have this gemstone editor thing, which is basically like a Photoshop alternative. I did try an early version of it, but it felt pretty limited in functionality. I'm not sure what the current one is like. They have a video editor program as well. I don't think I've ever tried that. I'm pretty much stuck in the video editing program that I use now because it has scripting functionality that I use a lot now, even though it's pretty buggy, sadly. So this offers 2 device things and then a more expensive plan, 200 gigabytes. Oh, free upgrades. Yeah, okay. So this, I don't know if from 50 to 200 gigabytes for a code of 70, 89, $20 a month. Anyways, I don't think I'll ever do this, but it's there. I like paying for an application and having it. I don't want to pay for an application month to month and then not have it if I stop. So I prefer pay per version. That sounds weird. Pay per license year. I don't know how to pay for each version type of thing. Yeah, anyways, if you see this after the fact, hope you found it interesting. Like I said, I'll be making a video, like a structured video on this next, but it'll take a bit of time to look at my notes again, structure that, and adjust it, and then record the video on it and edit it. Editing tends to take a lot of time. I might edit some of it on stream. We'll see. But that will probably be my next video. Again, thanks to the ACDSee themselves, but also the marketing agency that they use. They're the ones that sent me or gave me access to this program in this version of the program. They've done it before in the past. And yeah, I've used this software for many years now, and it is basically my day-to-day photo management editor and the raw editing mostly. Now I still use some of the manufacturer-based raw editing programs here and there because sometimes they're better in some ways depending on where I took photos and stuff. But yeah, I tend to use this one mostly. And then for like more Photoshop style editing, and basically when I want to edit thumbnails and stuff, I use Affinity Photo. This is version 2. I do own the first version as well. There really isn't like a huge amount of difference between version 1 and version 2. But Affinity Photo was purchased by Canva, and so far they haven't really done much. So I'm not really hopeful of the future of Affinity Photo, but I'm hoping that it continues on in a good direction. But so far, it just not much seems to be happening. There have been some updates, but the updates haven't felt like much. Anyways, I use this mostly for YouTube thumbnail edits and similar stuff. But ACDSee does have its own edit functionality as well, raster-based editing. Although the interface of this feels off to me. It doesn't have that traditional raster editing like layout, and I don't know what it is, but it doesn't feel the same. So I don't tend to use this edit tab too much in ACDSee. Anyways, yeah, it's generally a very nice management tool, development tool. Edit's fine if you're into that. The face stuff and the AI keywords and things like that are exciting because I'm planning on scanning my entire archive, like I said, 10 times now. So that'll be a future video once that's all done. But for now, I'm going to do the highlight video of new features and existing features that I use with this program day to day for my next YouTube video. So yeah, see ya. I'm gonna head out.